Hey folks, so it's about 8 a.m. now, and I haven't slept at all this night. I got back around, I think it was 2:30 or 3-ish. I'm not really sure off the top of my head. I think it was around that time, but anyway, just kind of lay in bed. I did talk through things with my father, and kind of got into a better headspace, but got that exam at 3 p.m. and I know I'm not going to sleep. I'm just gonna go take the test and hope for the best, and just try to keep myself, cool, calm, and collected. Not do what I did last year, which was, freak out, lose my mind, and and end up doing really poorly on that. I have prepared. I have studied. I did a bunch of problems beforehand over the course of the last week, and tried to keep myself as focused as I could. But as you'll hear from the last video, which I'm not really sure when I'm going to upload these, I had a big bombshell dropped on me about that girl that for all intents and purposes, she'd gotten a boyfriend, and by the same time, I feel there's perhaps a sliver of hope for at least some reconciliation. I really don't know about thinking too far down the line towards, anything serious. And with the fact that I spilled one too many beans to the current girlfriend, I'm looking at a legit breakup because she suggested that that'd be the solution to the problems because, she's saying that obviously I have feelings for another girl and, that the current girlfriend has been causing me to be sad and angry and tired and all that, which there is a kernel of truth to that. Not necessarily like in the sense of hold me back from pursuing some other girl, which um, there is a kernel of truth to that, but really it's a lot deeper than that. It's been other things, just kind of building up over the last 3 years, and you get to the point where you think like if you were married to this woman, would she be doing that kind of stuff to you while you were married, you know? So try not to continually be bent out of shape and just be overthinking things because other than that. I have been talking to some other folks, and one of them, as it turns out, is a best friend of the guy who is apparently her boyfriend now, and I'm kind of worried about him going and, spilling stuff to the guy, and then the guy jumping in and preventing me from even talking to her, or causing some sort of socially embarrassing scene, because there are gossipers in that group, and, things get kind of spread around, it seems, but, because all I really want to do at this point is just talk to her for a minute, apologize for anything I did, last semester that was, not nice or just the way I behaved, and leave it at that, and kind of go with things as they are, because at the very least, I don't want her to have a negative opinion of me. I would want her to be, like, well, okay, we were kind of friends for a bit, there was a little flirtation, things were happening in his life, meaning my life, that, caused me to behave X, Y, or Z way. And, he did come up to me, apologize to me, acted like a man about things, and, you know, left it at that. And if I could at least have that, then I'd be at least enough at peace with things, even if I do end up still breaking up with the girlfriend, which most likely is going to happen. It's just, it is what it is, It's like there were all these other issues underlying all of this stuff between myself and her, and this latest thing with this girl is kind of what brought it to the fore, because, if you're having your needs met in your relationship and vice versa, you're not going to have a desire to go outside. You're not going to go be looking over the fence, so to speak, and seeing that the grass is, greener on the other side. You're not going to be having those kinds of feelings. And I did make legitimate attempts to address these things with her, and I did whatever I could, I felt, to fix anything on my end, but she apparently didn't want to or wasn't able to. stop some of her behaviors, the ones that were really causing me the most anxiety and just, distress, and causing me to perhaps consider looking elsewhere and, getting a different girlfriend, so to speak. And it's sad because in many ways, like, my parents were against the relationship to begin with, and I had to really fight for it, and for me to have done as much work as I've done and then have it go, nowhere, um, it's pretty sad, and, it's a tragedy. Though I will say, I feel like in many ways my subconscious mind was trying to end it for the longest time, because my subconscious mind saw things that my conscious mind didn't want to. At the same time, my subconscious mind was trying to sabotage things between myself and this other girl, which, had its own reasons for doing that. So it's kind of like, I think I also have some underlying beliefs I need to jettison. Believing that I'm meant to be alone, believing that my romantic life is either dead or at best messed up, and it's just the way it's gonna be, things of that nature. And I was really tempted, see this earlier this morning, to just fire up some PMO activity, and even with the hard mode relapse, I decided not to, because you realize it's not going to do any good, you know? It's really not going to make you feel good. Like, I know why I would be watching this stuff, why I would be fapping to it, even if I was trying to use it to fire off some sigil or so. Like, that's just rationalization for me trying to cope with the pain I'm feeling, and I know it most likely prevent me from even going up to her and talking to her and saying, hey, I'm sorry about this, or whatever the case may be. And of course, there's always that possibility she's just going to be hostile back to me and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm over it, or whatever, or not even want to talk to me. But, I can at least make the effort and try to fix that sort of stuff up. And if, I turn around and a breakup's occurred and I'm single again, well, I guess that's life. It's one of the things I've hated about so many situations. It seems like for the most part, if you're a guy, there is no such thing as monkey branching. There is no such thing as being a serial monogamist. Going from one relationship to the next. It's mostly you work at it and work at it and work at it, and you get a relationship, and then either fizzles out or breaks down somewhere along there, and then you go back to being single, and it's like you got to work again to get unsingle, to get coupled up. And it's a hard fact of life for us men, I believe. Whether or not that's actually true or not, I see it as that. And it's something else to contend with. I've had people telling me to stay with my girlfriend and not look elsewhere, and seeing things as sort of black and white. Either you're single or you're not, or you don't have the right to go find another girlfriend. Things of that nature. And I guess I'll just have to make the best of it as I can. Like in the 33 Strategies of War, it says you need to fight the current war, not the past war. And have to deal with things as they are. And I'm just hoping, hoping I get a few minutes just to talk with her. And if nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. And if something does come of it, then, then I'll be, I guess, pleasantly surprised in a sense. Even though it'll, again, most likely mean a breakup. So it is what it is, and I'm just trying not to turn this into a full-blown PMO relapse. Just want to get through that exam and do well on it. Because at the end of the day, I've got to do well in my classes, come what may. Whether I get a girlfriend, whether I don't, whether I get dumped, whether I don't get dumped. Things being what they are, I have to do well. So, anywho, folks, I guess this is part 3 of this vlog for today. Just gonna go out and try to grab some breakfast and get to the class that I have with that girl, and then be sure to take notes and that sort of deal and make the best of it. So See you folks around. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. And yeah, I'm really going through a tough time right now. Admittedly, some of it is my fault, but some of it isn't. You know, it's life, so I guess I'll have to try to handle it as best I can. Anywho, bye.